Uh, Look, the crusade is still ongoing, my friend. Angel, you know what? In 24 hours or less, you're going to hear about the assassination of the governor.
How would that be possible, Your Lordship?
Oh, come on. The detective be the one to do it. Mm-hmm.
Are you sure he's capable?
Am I sure? That guy. Of course, I'm very sure. Look, I know how much he loves his family.
Yes, Your Lordship. I really think it's time we quit this game.
You? What do you mean by you? Why not we?
Because I'm no longer part of it. The law is after you. I might catch up with you soon. Why not quit this madness and turn a new leaf?
Eh? So you've joined and given in to the vultures. A system that feeds on the blood of innocent people and deprives them of their civil rights? Oh God, man, Angel. Jesus, you have disappointed me. I swear you betrayed me.
Greetings everyone, I hope you are fine. I hope you are doing well. What I'm going to talk about in this video might apply in your personal life, might apply in your business, might apply in politics, might apply everywhere. I just saw this movie on YouTube. I decided to watch it based on its introduction. In other words, its introduction attracted me. And I was like, let me just watch this movie. Then I continued until I've watched it to the end. But there's something that I just want to talk about. Probably this man here was fighting for justice. There were many injustices that was taking place in their government. So he decided to fight for justice. But in that process, some of his colleagues, some of his members died in the process of fighting for justice. But this other man here, the one he's communicating with, the one he's talking with right now, was fortunate not to be killed, but instead he was arrested. Then when he was arrested, he was asked whether he knew this man or not. Then he denied. But at the end, he conceded because he was manipulated. They put him in prison, and they put him in prison with someone who manipulated him psychologically. And they started using scriptures. They started using all these good words to manipulate this man until he gave them everything about this man. This is the example of selling out. And while he was in prison, while this other brother was in prison, this man was trying by all means to get this man out of prison. In other words, he was faithful to this man even though this man was in prison. That is why when this man was in prison, he was not like chilling or relaxing. He tried by all means to get his friend out of prison, but little knowing that his friend had already betrayed him. But when he had finally managed to get this man out of prison, he was also not aware that the very same friend he helped, the very same friend he assisted by getting him out of prison, had already given every information about him, about his location, about everything.
I'm sorry, Your Lordship. Look, your fight is just, alright? But the approach is evil. No one has the right to take the life of another man. Your same Bible says, vengeance is of the Lord and of God alone.
Oh, please. Don't preach to me what you don't know. Let me tell you, he who lives by the sword dies by the sword. I kill guilty people, not innocent people. My years in jail has brought me so close to what I have ignored for many years. These people rape us. They exploit us. They use us. Look, we live in a society of suffering and smiling people, and our leaders live in affluence. I've come to finish this deceitful way of life and governance, and not even you can stop me. That is it.
Some men are coming. They're with guns.
So with what? Guns. Who is it? Where is it? Go inside. Go inside. Go inside.
Rest. Don't move.
PJ!
The very same men who are coming against this gentleman here were organized by the very same friend of his. When they are looking for you, it can be in your personal life, in business, everywhere, they'll always come through someone who is closer to you because they want you down. The very same person you help to employ in your company might be the very same person who will sign a letter for your dismissal. The very same person you gave contract, maybe in business, might be the very same person who will betray you. This man now is shocked. How can this be possible? Because you are my friend. We've been together fighting against all these injustices. So let's forget about the system they were using to fight against injustices. But the fact is, in this movie, they were fighting against injustices. And most of these people who are in powers, most of them are practicing injustices, especially here in Africa. Most of these people are practicing injustices. And most of these people who are practicing injustices, they always win. Why? Because they always have a way to rescue themselves. By doing what? By bribing certain people. Right now, I just want to say, Africa has many people who are like this, who are fighting for justice, who are fighting for the right thing. But at the very same time, Africa has many people who are like this other brother who has betrayed this gentleman here. That is why it seems as if Africa is not moving forward. It seems as if Africa is stagnant. We don't even know whether it's moving forward or it's moving backwards, because we have people who are trying by all means to fight for justice, but at the same time, we have many people who are helping those who are doing all these injustices. So this man here is surprised. This man is perplexed that, my friend, are you betraying me, or have you betrayed me? And in most cases, when we realize such things, it might be too late. It might be too late. That is why I always say people like Ibrahim Traore, because they are for Africans. These are the people that you can tell that these people are for Africans. So they have to be aware of their surroundings, because they don't use someone who is far. they always use someone who is close. That is why in most cases, you won't even know who are your real enemies, because they always use people who are close to you. Even after you have identified that your friend has betrayed you, but the main point is you might still not be aware of who the real enemy is. So now this guy has just been betrayed by his own friend. And his friend betrayed this man into the hands of the very same people who are practicing injustices. That is why injustices always win. So when you put justice and injustices on the same scale, then injustices always win in most cases, because they always have a way of like, we have to find someone who is close to this man in order to get rid of this man. That is why people like Thomas Sankara were assassinated. That is why many others were betrayed here in Africa. That is why it seems as if Africa is not moving forward. It seems as if Africa right now is stagnant. Africa is being manipulated. It's because we have many people who are like our brother here, who is holding a gun. He's holding a gun at his brother, serving those who are practicing injustices. Just imagine. So in order for Africa to move forward, you need people who love Africa wholeheartedly. Because to be honest, it's not easy not to sell out. Because some people might think it's easy not to sell out. No, it's very easy to sell out. In other words, it's difficult not to sell out because of how they propose, or how they'll propose to you the system or the method they will use, because they'll promise you heaven and earth and all these things. So how did this guy started betraying this man? When he was in prison, they started manipulating him. They used scriptures. In other words, they framed this guy as if this guy is the bad person, until he believed that this guy was a bad person, and the very same people who are practicing injustices were good. Then he betrayed his own brother.
Jesus. Richard.
The world is getting darker. Your enemies are growing by the day. Your blood is not left out. A hand that is supposed to protect you is out.
Now he's thinking about what this little girl has advised him with. But at this point in time, it was already too late, because this little girl had given him wisdom that he was not aware of at that time. That you have to be careful of those who are closer to you. In order for Africa to move forward, we need people who are loyal.